Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, sir. Shall I start?
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, yes, sir.
Yeah, ma'am, you can start
Everything
with
is
this.
okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. So, last section we have discussed about MySQL cursor. So, and you all of you are aware that this cursor, what is the function of cursor and why we are using the cursor and all. Then, so today's section we will discuss about a new concept in MySQL that is in the database general concept that is triggers. So in the section we have to discuss about the trigger. What is the concept behind the trigger, and what is the advantages of using triggers and disadvantages of using it. And in MySQL, how we will create the respective triggers and what are the existing triggers available in MySQL or in all general databases, and how to drop the triggers. These all we will discuss in today's section. So let me share the PowerPoint presentation to you, then easily you can make understand it. Okay. So our topic is MySQL triggers. So today's our section dealt with triggers. What you mean by trigger, and what are the advantages of trigger, disadvantages of trigger, and how to manage the triggers, and what are the triggers coming in detail. We will discuss later what are the triggers coming under that. So anyway, how to create the trigger and how to drop the trigger, and with the help of some examples I will explain you how to create it and drop it and all. Okay, so let us start the section. First of all, what do you mean by trigger? There is a interesting peculiarity in the trigger, because earlier you have studied the procedures, concerns, and all. So this and all is having a peculiarity. You have to execute it for the implementation, or if you want to know how it is working, you have to execute it. But in the case of trigger, it is automatically executing. We have to create the user defined triggers. We have to, what is the requirement? According to the requirement, we have to create the trigger. And but this trigger is happening automatically when the corresponding event is happening. Event means we can tell, for example, I will tell, and most clearly I will tell in later what are the events can be happened for execution of triggers. But for example, now inserting, if you are inserting a data, or you are updating a record, or you are deleting a record, and even though inside that different cases will come. Delete means before delete, after delete, and insert also before insert, after insert, like that. Lot of cases events are happening automatically in the database. So at the time when the event, when you are inserting, when you are deleting, when you are updating, that event is occurred, automatically the defined trigger will happen. That is the peculiarity of the trigger. Trigger is not executing by the user. It is happening or occurring automatically. Okay, so when it is occurring automatically, when you are doing the corresponding event, events means insertion, deletion, updation, like that. Okay, so let us go for the definition. just I will make clear to you. MySQL triggers are stored programs. So you can write more than one statement inside the triggers also. Executed automatically. That is very important. It is executed automatically to respond to specific events associated with a table, such as what are the events happening? That is insert. You are inserting a data, updating a data, deleting a data, deleting a record. When these events you are doing, that you have to do. That time, these stored programs, some stored programs will execute automatically. That is you are implementing inside the trigger. That is the peculiarity of the trigger. For example, you can define a trigger that is invoked automatically before a new row is inserted to a table. That's an example. Like that, lot of cases we can do. For an example, to make clear, suppose when you are inserting a new data, new record to the table. So what happens? A trigger can be automatically get executed. If you implemented the trigger, you have to implement the trigger, then automatically it will happen. No need to call the trigger as same as of the procedure. That is the advantage here. Okay. So again, the MySQL trigger is a database object that is associated with a table. Okay. Then it will be activated when a defined action is executed for the table. Defined action means insert, update, delete. These three actions can be happened at the time. We can define a trigger and it will automatically will execute. So from the examples, it will be clear to you. Okay, the trigger can be executed when you run on the following MySQL statements on the table, which are the only the supporting statement it will execute, that is insert, update, delete. So what are the events happen and what are the triggers can be created from belonging this insert, update, delete, that we will discuss in detail in today's section. Okay, so the triggers can be implemented for which events, which statements, insert, update, and delete. Okay, then next. MySQL triggers that are invoked in response to insert, update, or delete event. Already I told that it will work for insert, update, and delete. And these triggers are of two types. That is row level trigger and statement level trigger. Okay. So what is this difference between this low level trigger and the statement level trigger? Row level trigger means when it was executed, it will work for each and every record within the table. For example, तुम्हारा table में 100 rows है ना, it will execute for 100 records within the table. So, but statement level trigger means it will execute for only one time. It's 100. If there are 100 records, it won't execute for the 100 times or 100 records. It will execute only once. That is called statement level trigger. Row level trigger means from the name itself it is there. It will execute for each and every row within the table. So, and remember here MySQL supports only row level trigger. It won't support a statement level trigger. So let us go through here. The SQL statement defines two types of triggers, row level trigger and the statement level trigger. A row level trigger is activated for each row that is inserted. Okay, updated or deleted. It can operations can be insert, update, or delete. For example, if a table has 100 rows inserted or updated or deleted, the trigger is automatically invoked 100 times for the 100 rows affected. So when you are doing the operation, if you want to affect the same operation for multiple rows, then it will happen for all the records within the table. So if it is only record based on a condition means you can do for a single record also. So the advantage of row level trigger is you can make it happen for how many records is available within the table. For each and everything it can be happened. But the statement level trigger is happen for only at a time. It's not depending on the count of the record. Okay. So, and remember, this MySQL supports only row level trigger. It does not support a statement level trigger. So, we are discussing about here row level trigger. Okay. Then just a diagrammatic representation of a trigger. So your database is here, then table is there. Then what you are going to do is you are going to insert some data, update some data, and delete some data. So when you are inserting some data into the table or updating some data in the table or deleting the data from the table, automatically corresponding trigger will happen. So you are doing this statement and automatically a table encodes or triggers the corresponding trigger, automatically invokes the corresponding trigger. Insert means insert related, update means update related trigger, and delete means delete related trigger. So our duty is what is the purpose? According to that, we have to implement the trigger. We have to define the trigger. That is our duty. But execution is happening automatically. Clear? Okay. So execution happening automatically means event or statement we have to do. That is clear from here. So table is there. You have implemented the corresponding triggers, insert, update, or delete. Any trigger you are implemented. When you are executing the statement, inserting some data to the table, automatically the trigger will happen when whatever you are defined. And update means a corresponding update trigger will happen. Delete means a corresponding delete trigger will happen. Okay. So this is the working of the triggers in MySQL or in general. Okay. Then what are the advantages of triggers? Triggers provides another way to check the integrity of the data. Existence and validation is possible using the triggers. And triggers handles errors for the database layer. Error handling is also possible with the help of the triggers. Then triggers have an alternative way to run the scheduled task by using triggers. You don't have to wait for the scheduled events to run because the triggers are invoked automatically before or after a change is made to the data in a table. So that means run scheduled task means it is happening automatically. That is a one very primary advantage or prime advantage of the trigger. It is invoked automatically. So we can tell it is an alternative way to run scheduled task. Already तो trigger में task define करते हैं, so according to that it will automatically will get executed. Okay, then next, triggers can be useful for auditing the data changes in the table. So we can check out the values, whatever the things changed and all. We can easily audit the changes happened within the table after executing the triggers. So these are the advantages we have to point out in the case of the triggers. Let us go for the disadvantage. So what are the disadvantages we can mention? Triggers can only provide extended validations. So it cannot be applied for all the type of integrity checking and all is not possible. So it is mentioned here, it can be used with the not null, unique, these are the constraints, conditions, check, foreign key, like that, some constraints you can apply these triggers. Okay, then triggers can be difficult to troubleshoot because they execute automatically in database, which may not visible to the client applications. So I already told when you are inserting an insert statement or inserting one record to the table, automatically the insert trigger is executing. So whatever you are written in the insert trigger, that will be getting executed. It automatically happens. So it's a troubleshooting or finding the errors where it happened means it is little bit difficult. We have to check the content of the data. Then once again we have to go for the trigger. And पहले तुम कुछ triggers active है. So a better practice ना, when you are creating a trigger, your purpose is over, then इसके बाद तुम वो delete करो. You have to delete that trigger. That is a good practice. Anything what we are opening one thing, then last finally we will close it. Like that, you are creating a trigger, your purpose is over, then you go for the deletion of the trigger also. That is the better practice. So it's a troubleshooting is little bit difficult in the case of triggers. And triggers may increase the overhead of the MySQL server. So now itself, you know, when you are inserting a data, automatically something is happening, but you are returned. So automatically the overhead, you have to manage the inserting data to that table, normal execution, and along with that, the trigger also have to be executed. So the overhead will be increased for the MySQL server. More operations, a lot of operations have to be performed at a time. Okay. So that is why it is told that it may increase the overhead of the MySQL server. Okay, clear. So next we will go for the practical, how we will do it in the MySQL. So first of all, creating triggers in MySQL, just to make clear. So create trigger statement is used for creating trigger in MySQL. Create trigger, same as syntax is as same for all the cases. Procedure creation means create procedure. Okay, so like that, trigger creation means create, trigger, then trigger name. Go through the syntax, create, trigger. You can give the user-defined trigger name as per your purpose. When you are creating the trigger, what is the requirement? According to the requirement, give the name of the trigger, trigger underscore name. Okay, so and next comes before or after. Remember. So that is for our operation. I told you trigger is happening. So trigger can be happened in two ways. Suppose I told that for which are the statements it can be executed. It can be done for insert event, update event, and delete event. Here it is insert, update, delete. So insert can be happened before insert, and insert can be happen also after insert. So before insert or after insert. Then next comes the update. Update also happen before update, after update. And delete also can be happen before delete or after delete. So like that, operations can be performed. Okay, it's clear. Create trigger, give the trigger name, then after that, before or after, any one only you can use. You decide what is the event you have to implement for the trigger. So if you want to do a purpose, insert a data, and while inserting the data, before something have to be happened, then your trigger will be here. You have to write before insert, enough. So something you have to do after inserting, then you will write after insert. So related to update, something have to happen before insert, then before update, before update. Something have to happen after update means after update. Same way, delete also exists as before delete and after delete. Again, it's continued on which table you have to do the operation. After insert, you have to do the operation in which table. So on, give the table name, which table. For each row, I already told that it is a row level trigger. So for each row will happen. So for each row, it's a syntax. So a row level trigger means happens for each and every records in the table. So for each row, trigger body. Trigger body means what you have to do. Okay, that more than one statement is there means you can write in begin, end blocker. So only one statement, begin, end is not necessary. So our practice is we are writing all the codes inside begin, end. Same procedure also like that only. Clear? So this is the general syntax of creating a trigger. Okay. So create a trigger, trigger name. You can write it before or after, anyone, before or after. Then here also anyone, insert or update or delete. So combination will be before insert or after insert or before update or after update or before delete or after delete. Like that, 6 options can be done using this one. Okay. Then on which table name, what you have to do, that you have to write which table name, and for each row, then write what is to be happen. Easy trigger name तुम क्या purpose करते हैं ना, वो purpose का ना details और block इधर लिखो. You have to write the what are the tasks to be done. That task have to be written here. So from the example, it will be clear to you. Okay. Then Next is the definition only. I already talked this one to you. Okay, then next important thing is how you will access the data. Before that, I will show you a table to you. The following table illustrates the availability of old and new modifiers. So how I told you before and after is there. For insert, the insert, update, delete, 3 events or 3 statements, all the cases are existing. Before data is there, before insert is there, after insert is there, then before the update is there, after update is there, and also before delete and after delete is existing. So in that case, 2 cases can happen. So before insert means there no old value. So that you have to see. Insert a case, new value, old value is not there because you are going to insert a new value. So there is no importance of old value. There is no old value. So old is not having any importance in the insert. But new is having there. Because you are inserting a new value, then how you will access that value? New dot field name. New dot field name. Here in insert old dot you are using means it's wrong. Syntax is wrong. Because insert case there is no concept of old modifier. Because inserting new data, previous value is not there. So no is not have, old is not having any importance. So only new is existing in the case of insert. The next update. Update means both are existing because updating means what is the purpose? You are changing a value. एक record का value change करते हैं. So पहले value fee है, नया value fee है. There is old value and new value also. So what happens? Old value how you will access old dot field name, and the new value how will you access new dot field name. So like 2 ways you can access it in the case of update, old and new, both are existing. Okay, remember. And next delete. Delete also, you just think delete means you are deleting the data. Okay, so there is no new thing. Already the data is deleted. So deleted means already it is removed from the table. So there is no importance of new. What is only having importance? Old value only having importance. So there exists what only? Old only. Old only, yes. New value is not there. So just keep in mind this concept because in all the purpose तुम लोग old and new use करते हैं ना, वो गलत है. So old किधर use करते हैं, new किधर use करते हैं. That is you have to make clear using with the help of these tables. Insert में old no importance and new is having only importance, new value, inserting new value, remember like that. Then updating means both are there because old value is also there, you are changing to a new value. So both are existing, old and new are existing. And delete means only old is there, new is not there. Delete means data is gone, so no new value, so no new is not having importance. So I hope that this is clear to you. Then we will go back. So already we told to distinguish between the values of the columns before and after. The DML has fired use which modifiers? New and old modifiers. So okay, कैसे use करते हैं? For example, if you update the column description in the trigger body, you can access the value of the description before the update using old dot description. So in the case of update, you are remember both are existing, old and new is there. So old how will you access old dot name, old not ID, old dot mark 1, old dot mark 2, like that. Old dot you tell the description or the field name. Then if you want to access the new value, update new value, if you are giving, you have to change the new value means new dot ID, new dot mark 1, new dot mark 2, like that you can access in the case of update. And remember, in the case of insert, there is no old value. In the case of delete, there is no new value. Clear? Okay. Next, we will tell about drop. Then we will go for each and everything. Because I told you, in the case of trigger, better practice. पहला create करो, इसके बाद purpose करने के बाद you have to delete or drop the trigger. You have to delete the trigger. Otherwise, 2-3 triggers is there, more than our prediction or thinking, it will happen automatically. For we cannot think what will be the output is. So one trigger you created, after the purpose, you just delete the trigger and go for the next one. Otherwise, some outputs, unexpected outputs will be happened. So practice is better like that. So drop trigger, if exists, already I told about if exists. If exists means already it is existing, means it will get deleted. If it is not there, means normal case means errors will show. If exists means it won't show any errors. It will without error it will be. That means if exists already, the trigger is there means delete. Otherwise not delete. Okay. Error won't happen. If you are giving directly the drop trigger, means not there means error message will come. That is why we are giving if existence. So schema name means if you want, you can tell the database name. Okay, what is the database you are using there? That database name is called the schema name. It's not must because we are inside a schema. So inside a database, so no need to tell the importance. It's optional. Dot the trigger name. So I will tell the example. It will be clear to you. Drop trigger if exists. This is the name of the trigger before underscore billing number underscore update. Any name. Okay. So or you can give a drop trigger directly the name. Drop trigger name. Okay. So what is the difference between these two is when you are giving drop trigger name means if it is existing, it will delete. Then here, if you are this command, if you are giving not existing means error will happen. But if you are giving this command existing and not existing, also error won't happen. Existing means it will delete. Otherwise, it will quit and come. No error will be displayed. Okay, clear. Next, in detail, we have to go through the triggers. So remember, what are the triggers we have to discuss? This only I have shown you here. See, before or after insert. That is before insert, after insert. Okay, there comes two triggers. Then next, in the case of update, before update, after update. Okay, then again for the delete, before delete, after delete. So these 6 cases we have to discuss in detail in today's section. Okay, with the examples in detail we will go through. First we will go through before insert. Okay. Before insert. So MySQL before insert trigger are automatically fired before an insert event occurs on the table. So when this happen automatically, so now it is clear triggers, how it is happening automatically when you are executing the event. That means here you have to do what? You have to insert the data into the table. When data is inserting into the table, automatically this trigger will happen. So here what you have to do before insert. So you have to do some operations before inserting the data into the table. So what operation we can take? So one example I will discuss you. Before that, go for the syntax. Same syntax, no confusion. Create, trigger name. Here I am not writing all the cases. Only before insert. There I told before or after, insert or update or delete. Here only I am discussing about before insert. So create, trigger name, before insert, on table name, for each row, trigger body. It's clear. Same syntax is following. So we will see the example. That's the case. Then only you will make clear that how it is working. So I am for that I am taking an example, student table. Last classes also same example we have taken. Same database I am, same table I am following. That is a student table, ID, name, fields are ID, name, mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, total, average. Okay, same thing, same table I am using for today's class also. Then after that, what is my purpose? So I am going to insert data into the table. So what is my event? What I am going to do? What are the statement I am going to do? I am going to insert data into the table. So at that time, I am going to implement a trigger. I am going to create a trigger. So what the trigger is doing, that only you have to know. Trigger is going to check the student's details. That means पहले इस चेक करते हैं इसका name. What it will check is before inserting. So it is happening before inserting data into the table. So you are giving the data. So here first it is doing, it will take the name and check whether any leading and trailing spaces is there, that is blank spaces. Suppose if you are giving Anu is your name. So Anu means only 3 letters. So suppose if you are giving first take a blank space, if you are giving means there will be 4 characters Anu, and first one blank character is also treated as the character. So 4 characters will be there. After you also, if you are giving one data means 5 characters. First blank space A, N, U, again blank space. Total 5 characters are there. So I want to remove the unwanted space. Leading and trailing spaces hai na, wo remove karo. So that is my purpose. And also convert it into uppercase. If I am giving small letter, lowercase Anu, it have to be converted into uppercase. Okay. If I am giving title case, capital, first letter only capital, that also have to be converted to uppercase. That is my purpose, first purpose. Then again I am doing one more thing. When I am giving the marks, if the total marks have to be calculated. Okay, automatically it have to calculate the total mark. For that I have to write the trigger. Automatically means trigger have to be implemented. That will happen automatically. Execute automatically. That's only nothing will happen automatically. But whatever the thing I return in trigger, that will execute automatically. That is advantage here. Okay. Then next, after that average also. So 2 things are doing. It is checking the name. Name में leading and trailing space है ना, वो cut करते हैं. So it will remove the leading and trailing spaces and also calculate the average total mark and the average mark. Okay. So just see what is the code here. So it will be clear to you. Delimiter, all of you know that why you are giving the delimiter, because of our default delimiter is semicolon. I am changing the delimiter to double slash. Then create trigger. What is the name of the trigger? Student underscore check. Before insert, the operation is the trigger automatically have to be happened is before insert on student for each row. Okay, same syntax. Then here group of statements are there. So begin and this must. So begin, but you see what I am going to do? Nothing. It is a statement. I am going to set to the value. So what I am going to, so insertion is not happen. You see, trigger kab happen karte hai? When it is happening. When it is happening before inserting data. Our trigger is before insert. So the table, within the table, the data is going to be inserted. Before that it will happen. So before that I am going to set the new new dot name. So what I told her, you can access in the case of insert, only new is there, old is not existing. So new dot description. So here what it is, new dot name. Data is not inserted. Before that I am telling the new name have to be changed as what you given, upper of trim of new name dot name. So suppose I have given first space, a small letter Anu, again space, what it happened here, that Anu will be there and it will cut the leading and trailing spaces. So unbounded spaces it will cut and convert it into uppercase and set as a new name. New name means it's not updated in the table. It is in that field. Value is not inserted into table. Before inserting to table, it is changed. Okay. And also total. Total means new total. Their field is their total. That total is stored as new. What are the marks I given? Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, adding and set it to total. Okay, then average, new dot average is equal to new dot total by 3. Okay, so what will happen is, next, how you have to execute this? So when the trigger will happen, when you are executing this statement, insert statement, this is the event here. Okay, insert into, what's the table? Student. Here also student table. Student. Okay, so insert into student. What are the fields I have to already? There are how many fields? ID, name, mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, total, average. So that's why I have to mention I only which fields I have to enter data, ID, name, mark 1, mark 2, mark 3. Let it be total and average have to be calculated. So in the code, I have written to set the values for the total and average and convert the name also to the uppercase and cut the leading spaces also. Okay, so when you execute this statement, this data will be inserted to that table. Okay, so let us go for the execution. We will see how it's happened. Okay, so I will share that prompt to you. So this is the SWAMP. Already we are using SWAMP. I told you. Just I am going to log in. MySQL -u root -p. Okay. So what are the databases? We can see what are the databases. Show databases. So we are regularly using the CSA database. So I am using that CSA database. Okay. Then next we will see the tables. Show tables. So a lot of tables are there. We are going for student. So I will show you the structure of table. DESC student. Same thing I have shown you in the PPT also. Same ID, name, mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, total and average. Okay. So let us see any content is there. Select star from empty set. Nothing is there. It is empty. So I am going to insert the data. So we can directly write the statement. Insert into table name student. So all the fields I am not going to insert. I am going to insert only ID, name, mark 1, mark 2, mark 3. So you have to mention the field name. ID, name, mark 1, because total and average automatically calculating. No need to enter. Mark 2, mark 3. Okay. Mark 2. Values. So what are the values? Let me 111 ID I given integer. ID is integer. Okay. So I am going to give the first one space. Then I am going to give just like a small letter. And okay, I know it's the next line. Then again space put and next is 3 subject marks. So I am giving just 100 full marks we can give. Okay, try to reduce. Okay. For you, okay, one row affected. Okay, so anyway, this is the blank data. Nothing trigger we have executed. Trigger we have to copy. Then only we can see. Just for the insertion only, I will show you. So one data is already there. Let it be there. It is null. So because I not executed the trigger. Trigger first of all we have to copy and execute it. Okay. Trigger means trigger executor means we have to run that. Because it have to be recorded there, saved there. Otherwise, how it can know a trigger is there? So first you have to save it there in the database. Then only you can, when the insert is giving, it automatically can go and execute that one. Okay, so we will copy that trigger. Same trigger I explained to you. 1 second. We'll copy it from there. It is before inserter. Okay. Let you see, create a trigger, student check. So what I am doing, I already told I am going to change, but you have seen here I am given Anu, it is came like that there only. So what I am going to do, the difference I am going to show you, that is here it is executed as I have given. So, but I am going to change here, here the name and what are the leading and the trailing spaces will be cut, and also it is how to be converted to upper case. So next execution, let me see whether change happen or not. Then total and average have to be calculated also. But in the normal case, let you see, Anu came same way and the total and average is equal to null. It came null only. So now I have told that in the database, I just created a trigger like that. So now the trigger is saved in the server. Okay, then after this, I am going to insert the data. Statement will be here now. Okay, we'll update this. Okay. So I'm going to change the mark 90, 90, 90, and I have to change the name also, because otherwise duplicate data primary key is there. So I'm giving as 222, and let me change the name also. I'm giving Adira. Okay, now also I have given the space. Let us see what happens. Okay, choreo, okay, one draw affected. Let me see the content of that. Select star from student. Okay, see what is the difference? Anu came same way, but now I inserted Adira, and at that time query is there. I saved the query in the server. So query not a trigger. Trigger I saved in the server. So now it is there. It is active there, trigger. So when you inserted the value into the table, when the insert query done, that is event there. Insert. This is the event. Insert into student ID, name, mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, values 222 and Adira, comma 90, 90, 90. What happens means automatically the server will goes to the trigger. Okay, so the trigger is explained for before inserting the data. What have to be happen? What I written? The new name have to be updated as cutting the leading and trailing spaces and convert it to uppercase and update it. Change the name have to be changed as uppercase and cutting the leading and trailing spaces, and the total have to be replaced by set by what it is set by what mark 1, mark 2 plus mark 3 marks add, and then store it as in total, and the average means total mu dot total by 3. Okay, so then after that only it is getting inserted, and that change we have reflected here. So see, in this case 90, 90, 90, and see Adira is changed also. Leading and trailing spaces is cut and it is converted into uppercase. Then 90, 90, 90, here it is updated by adding the 3 values, and average we get as 270 by 3 as 90. So whether it is clear to you, before insert is clear to you? Okay, so we have to think the execution, how it happened. So what from our side we have to do is insert the data, then it will happen automatically. We will try for one more also to make it clear. You can insert one more data. Let me give us here 100, and I make this 980. So I am making this 333. And Vinci. Anyway, you can give small letter, capital letter. Anyway, it will convert it to the uppercase. So anyway, you are giving, it is not a matter here. Okay, so just go for 33. Okay, query okay, one row affected. Select star from student. See, okay. Why it happened for these two? It's because the trigger we have defined already in the server. So that is why it happened. So even whenever the trigger is there, existing there, if you are inserting the data, it will happen. All these three cases, it convert to uppercase and it will update the total and average. Okay. So for the better explanation, now just I am going to drop that trigger going for the next explanation. Otherwise, it will overlap with all the triggers. Okay, so for the easy explanation, I am going to delete drop trigger. What's the name of the trigger? Student underscore check. So drop trigger student underscore check. Okay. For you, okay, 0 rows affected, it was deleted. You can see also show triggers. To see the trigger, show triggers. Okay. So here one trigger is there, delete all. Okay. Let it be previous one or something only. Our trigger is not there. Delete all. Also, I will drop now. Drop trigger. Here it is there. Name. Delete. Otherwise, if it is not deleted, unexpected execution will happen. So now it will be empty. Once again, I will show you show triggers, empty set, no triggers now. Okay, so one trigger I have explained, that is before insert. Next, we will go for the after insert. Okay, so we will go back to the PPT. And I will share the PPT to you. After insert. So after insert means something you have to do after inserting the data into the table. So you have to think, first you have to think what is your purpose. So the previous one we have a aim. So what we have done in the before inserting the data, what is our aim? We planned to convert the name into uppercase and cut the leading trailing spaces and calculate total and average marker. Then it have to be inserted into the table. So that is our purpose. And next, after insert, what we have to do? First, we will go for the syntax. MySQL after insert triggers are automatically invoked after an insert event occur on the table. So after the insert data or insert table happens, what have to be done? Okay, so same thing here it is happening. Create trigger name, no confusion is there. Instead of before insert, what comes after insert will come on table name. For each trigger body, more than one name is there, you have to give what a begin end. Okay, so next we have to take one example. So here what I have done is I have inserted the data into the table. So that updation in the student table, what are the data inputted or newly inserted, that details have to be stored in the other table named the student underscore insert details. Okay, clear? So but the event is happening in which table? Student table. And my trigger, what it is doing? It is creating not creating, already I created with the same data that I will explain, fields. So already created one table is there. In that table, what's the name of the table? Student underscore insert details. In that table, the insertion details I am storing. That is, what are the details? ID, name, ID of the student, the name of the student, and date of insert. When it was inserted, date and time. What is the type? Date, time. Clear. So make clear the structure of the table. Student underscore insert details. ID is of integer and the name as of varchar, same as of the student table, same data. Student database, what are student table, what are the fields I am inserting, newly inserting, that have to be updated in the student inserted details. So ID, int, name, varchar, date of insert. So that is the new thing or additional thing. When it was inserted, that date and time will be inserted in this new table. Okay. So what is the thing we have to write? Create a trigger to record the details of newly inserted details of student table into another table named the student underscore insert details. So second table name what it is? Student underscore insert details. Student underscore student underscore insert details. So make clear the purpose. What is the event? When you are inserting new data or record into a table, that newly recorded student details have to be updated to another table called student underscore insert details. What are the details to be updated in student underscore insert details? It have its ID, which is student ID, name, and when it was inserted, that date and time. Okay, clear? So, and what is the event? Event means you have to insert a data, no doubt. You have to insert a data, same event only, but trigger is different. Trigger is after insert, it have to be updated to another table. So let us go for the execution. Okay, we'll share the shell to you. So now no trigger is existing, only new trigger I am going to create. So I will copy that trigger from there. But you see, same trigger, insert. Okay, so I didn't explain that trigger. So here I will explain it. Create trigger. What is the name of the trigger? Insert underscore details. After insert on student, which table? On student. You are inserting that to the student table. So on student, for each row begin. What I told you, when you are inserting to the student table, that have to be updated to a new table named student underscore insert details. So here is the event, that is trigger, create trigger, insert details after insert on student. So when you are inserting, after that what have to be happen? Insert into student underscore insert details, new table you have to insert. What are the things, values you have to insert? New ID. In the case of insert, only new is there. So new dot ID. What is the new ID? That insert into new table. Then new note in name, new dot name, insert into new table, and now means current date and time. Now is a function which gives the new date and what's the current date and time. So system current date and time will be given by the function now. Okay, clear? Done. So let us see. Let us see. Go for the execution of insert. So insert will be here. Same thing we will take and insert 60, then 50, 75. Okay, and change the name. Benny. Small letter, anything you can give, no issue. Title case also. Then you have to change the ID, otherwise it will duplicate. Okay. So I changed everything. Going to insert Koryoko one row affected. So you just imagine what happened. So you have inserted the data into the table, event happened, and according to that, what trigger you have written? You have written the trigger that while inserting, after that, after insertion, that data to be updated to another table named student underscore insert details. What are the details? ID, student name, and the date and time of creation. Okay, so let us see, first of all, check that student table. Select start from student. It was inserted there because here Benny it is there because I deleted the previous one, and the total and the average don't come because trigger I have removed that trigger. So that is why it's not happened. Okay, remember it was existing there means it will happen. Okay, then next we have to check which table. Select star from, that is our event, that is our trigger. Select from student underscore insert details, that is our table. Some spelling is mistake. Okay, select is having mistake. See the 44, now I inserted 444 ID. Okay, 4444, that is it came here, and the name also came here, and which date and time I inserted 30/5/2020, and now what's the time that will be displayed here, 14:50 to 54. So how many data if you are entering for each and every cases, that will be inserted to which table? This is student underscore insert table. Okay, so now the before and after insert is clear to you. So we will go back to the PPT. Clear? Once again, I will explain here what happened. It is the query the trigger what you have created is after a trigger. So what you have to do when inserting the data after the insertion, that data have to be updated to a new table. Okay, so here the table is a student. You are inserting a data or a record to a student table, and that data have to be updated to another table named stud underscore insert details. So for that, what you have written here, create trigger insert underscore details, that's a trigger name. Then after insert, when happening? After insert on which table? Student table. So anything when it happens after inserting on the student table, for each row what happened here? So it have to be insert into which table? Another table. Insert into stud underscore insert details, then values new dot id. New dot id means what are the new id, new data, comma, new student name, and which date and time I have inserted, current date time I have inserted. So that is why now. So we have seen the output also. Okay, so we will delete, drop this also. Drop trigger. What's the name of the trigger? Insert details. Insert underscore details. Insert underscore details. Okay, so drop that. Then we will go back to the PPT. So now we completed before insert and after insert. Next we have to come to before update trigger. Next before update and after update. So before update, when it happened, MySQL before update trigger are invoked automatically before an update event occurs on the table associated with the trigger. Remember, for the update trigger, what are the modifiers existing? Old and new are there. Both are existing. So you can work according to your purpose, old or new, old dot value and field, then new dot field. Both you can use, that you have to remember. And the syntax how it is, create trigger, trigger underscore name after, sorry, here comes before only, no? Just a copy paste mistake is there. We have to write here before insert. So it will be before insert, then insert not update, before update. Okay, so create trigger, trigger name before update on table name. There is no confusion because it's for before update only. So here comes before update on table underscore name, which table. For each row you have to write the trigger body. We have to plan what the purpose is. So let us go for the example. before update, we will go for the example. So here what it is doing is the same as of insert. It is calculating the total mark and average mark. Same thing. Okay, but here the thing is when it is updating also. So remember what is updation? Updation means changing the data of the field recorder. So all for example, mark updation can happen. If a student attended the mark can be modified. So changes, corrections will be there. So we can update the mark. So when the mark is updating, that updated mark have to be changed. Total and average have to be updated also. For example, earlier you got a 90, 90, 90. Okay, so earlier it was based on the 90, 90 and 90, 270 mark will be there. Updation, if one mark becomes 100 means again total have to, it automatically it won't change, total have to be changed. So we have to write the codes for that. So it have to be become 280, 90, 90, 100 means it have to become 280.